Good morning, camper dudes, camper don'ts. Good morning, campers. So here we are, making some more progress on the upper part of the cabinets here. So we got some foam here just kind of sitting in place, just held up just temporarily, trying to figure everything out. So this is where we're headed at the moment. This is pretty much what I had drawn up over here. Just got to imagine it from this direction looking this way. We've got this piece made. It's all glued together, and then I'm probably not going to do this part. Probably not going to do that. And we got this piece is the one that's just floating there. If you can imagine that we're looking at it that direction. So all that, a little breeze would knock all that over. All this is finally glued, final glued. And I was debating back and forth on doing a pass-through right here. I know a lot of people talk about having a pass-through, you know, basically a big hole where I could pass things back and forth between me and the wife. And I think I'm probably not going to do that, if nothing else, because it would interfere with this cabinet here, where I'd have to literally cut out a chunk of this and raise it up, or I'd have to shrink it down to where it's this low, and this low, I don't know if it's really going to be usable. Really what I wanted to do, the main thing, I wanted to have this in there and the fuel, and of course like a lighter and things like that, so that I could do cooking inside or outside. Which is a nice idea, so I still might do it, where you can open up the hatch door here, or on the other side you can pull out the stove. You can set up the stove inside or outside, and that way I wouldn't have to get out to grab it if it's raining. But if it's raining, whoop-de-doo, get out there, grab it, come back in. I don't know if adding the complexity of a pass-through right there is really going to help, but I still might do it. It would just be a shorter version than this drawing. I mean, it'd have to be about, let's see, about this tall now. So I don't know if I really want to do that. But, and I also decided that instead of, you know, there's a lot of, well, there's not a lot. There's a few videos on the web talking about how you do this kind of, what do you call it? Like a dovetail pattern. You make a key type cutout, like a jig or something. Then you take a hot knife and you cut the edge of the foam, and then you do the reverse pattern on your other piece. So this piece would be keyed into this. You would literally cut out little keyways. And, you know, I could have done that, but I liked the precision of just doing a router. So I just took a router bit and just cut in rabbets, I think they call them. I forget what the word is for woodworking when you cut a little slot, a little shelf like that. But that's what I decided to do, and I think that's going to be really good. As far as glues, I still want to do a glue test, but I know this, the yellow foam makes a stupid good glue for gluing foam together. So that's what I did. I just used some spray foam. And I know it works really good for this kind of application. So there we go. And of course, if you can visualize it, all of this is going to be a door up, including with this. So I'm going to have the door is going to come and probably follow the line of the camper and come all the way. So this is all going to be one big door. And I'm probably going to steal some of the room out of here and make a little cubby right here. So I'll have a little less cabinet space back here. But maybe then again, maybe I won't. Maybe I will keep this side, and strictly this is the side storage. But then why do you have a door right here? So I don't know, maybe I'll just steal a little tiny bit. But I could just make the door where it comes about here, follows the line, and then stops here. Maybe follows it a little bit. Maybe follows it a little bit just to get to this spot here. Something like that. So then same thing on the other side, except for the template's in the way right now. Of course, we got our main primary cabin storage right here. That's full of junk right now. But, and then this, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do for cutouts and cabinets right here. If I want to do 3, do I want to do 2? Do I want to do sliders, or do I want to do lift up doors? Do I want to do swing out doors? I might do swing out doors because I have this little bit of shelf. So because this is up from the thing, if they come out, it's not going to necessarily get in the way of crap. But I kind of like the idea of sliding doors. I've done sliding doors before. Kind of like those. But I got to decide for sure if I'm going to do the pass-through or not. I got to commit, because either I'm going to have probably 3 cabinets, or I'm going to have 2 and 1 pass-through. And then this would be kind of like a little bit of, I'd probably put some switches here. If the pass-through's right here, probably has some switches and controls here. Or maybe a little cubby, maybe some switches and a little cubby. Not sure, but then up here, this is going to be, I finally did decide, because I was debating forever if I should have it hinge from right here, you know, the hatch, the galley hatch. Should I hinge the door right here, and then it comes up right here? That would keep the door really short and would keep it light. Or was I going to hinge it back here so the galley door, the galley hatch swings up from here? And I decided to do it from up there. That way I could utilize this space. Otherwise, this was pretty much just going to be wasted space. I wasn't going to have this here. If I had the hatch right here, then this wouldn't exist. And I would be able to have taller things in here, but that's kind of just a waste of space, really. Because if you can't fit it through the opening, well, why do you want stuff that you're going to shove up in there? You know, I don't know if that was really going to be worth it, so I decided to add in the shelf. So we've got the shelf there. Now, what I got to keep in mind is at some point I need to take a piece of this stuff and make a door that comes down across all of this stuff. Probably have like 2 or 3 of them. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to have them probably just magnet hold up to the main hatch. But before we go to travel, I want to shut all these to act as a safety measure, because if they all don't close all the way, then that means there's something protruding and it's going to damage the hatch, or we're going to damage the cabinet or something, or we're going to break something. So, you know, if we had something like this sitting there and I'm not thinking about it, and I go to close the little doors and oh, it doesn't close, then that's a good red flag. Or if we even had something this short and it goes to close and doesn't close all the way, it doesn't close all the way, and it's like, oh, okay, well, there's something there. So that's the idea with that. We're going to have like some kind of safety door to make sure that we're good to close the main hatch. I don't want to close the main hatch on top of a bunch of crap and, you know, cause some damage. But this, I think, is probably going to be mostly open in here. Probably going to have the hot water heater mounted in here, or just thrown in here. And then it's something I can pull it out and hang it outside, because it's gonna create a lot of heat, you know, because it's runs on propane. So I'm probably going to make it where it's, well, I haven't decided for sure yet, but either I mount it in here and I get some fans that suck the heat out of this area, push it outside, or have the heater just sitting here, but have like 6 feet of hose or something where I can take the heater and like hang it right here, or hang it right here, and then, or hang it on the door, or maybe I should just mount it on the door And then when the doors open, the heater can run. That way all the heat can go straight up. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll even have 2 separate doors so I can have the heater open, running, and not have this area exposed, but have this open, and maybe even wall this off to where that's all it is just the heater, so there's nothing else. You know, if the heater's on and the door's open and I forget it, there's nobody can come in here and just dig through all the stuff and take whatever. So maybe something like that, or like I'm saying, maybe make it where I hang it somewhere. And then, so there's always all this stuff you got to figure out. That's what takes more time than anything, is just figuring out all the stuff. So one of the other things I had the idea for the other night, because this line here is literally a 1/2 inch below my garage door frame. This actually, the door is actually hanging down too low right now. I couldn't get this thing out of here with that. I'd have to make sure this is all the way out. But the point is, that gives me no room to do any kind of not attic fan, what's it called? The chingaderas, you know, the max air fan. I got a max air fan and I want to put it right here. But the problem is, if it's mounted on this thing before I get it outside, then, you know, I won't be able to get the camper out of here. You know, basically it's going to run into the garage door. So, and I thought about doing that. Okay, fine. Or I thought about, okay, go ahead and mount it on the outside and then just take the tires and either let out air, or if that's not enough, take the wheels off, put the whole frame on a couple of those little wheels, the little like caster wheels. Just caster it out of the garage. But then it'd be nice if I didn't have to worry about that. And plus the aerodynamics of having a fan hanging out the top. I want to make this as smooth and aerodynamic as I can, because that's why I sold the last camper. It was a big freaking wind sail, was all it was. So anyways, back to the point. I'm thinking about mounting it here, but actually recessing it down into the cabin. So basically just imagine the max air fan on the roof, and I just pull just one section down and then angle it a little bit so water can run off. So imagine kind of a channel in the roof, a sunken channel where the max air fan is sitting in. So that way it's more aerodynamic, for one thing. And then I could actually get it in and out of the garage. So imagine just kind of a line coming probably about right there, coming down at an angle, and then having another angle, a slight slope that goes all the way down, and then probably right into the hatch door. And that's a little channel in the middle of the roof, and that's where our fan sits. So kind of in a little pocket. So thinking about doing that. So we're gonna have to figure out if we're really gonna do that. So right in here, there'd be a little sloped area, and it would slope all the way down to this line probably. And that's where the fan would live, in that little valley, little channel. So that's a possibility. Thinking about doing that. But I think I'm gonna get more of this. I think I'm probably gonna today spend some time getting these cut out, deciding if I'm doing the pass-through or not. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And I did get some more USB plugs in. I got the one installed right there. So I got one here and I got one over there. So this is my side, this is her side. So when she's sleeping, or, you know, sitting here in bed, she can plug in a phone. Or probably going to be, what's going to happen is we're probably going to have little USB fans that we plug in. So we have little camping USB fans you plug in, and, you know, get some air on your face if it's hot or whatever. So yeah, we got that going for us. That's everything I can think of for now. So thanks for watching.